We are out on Lake Minnetonka in the West Metro. See, we got kind of a cloudy, hazy, misty morning here. Good morning for fishing. Good morning to be on Minnetonka. Not too much recreational traffic today with this conditions. Oops. Working weed flats we're targeting largemouth bass. We know we'll get some pike. And decided to shoot this. We got this is a big pumpkin seed sunfish here. We can see we got this on an X-Wrap, a jerk bait. We are working weed flats with, I'm gonna get this fish back. That's a big, beautiful sunfish. We'll get that back to bed. We are targeting the tops of weed flats. We're fishing anywhere from about 7 to 10 feet of water. You can see the shoreline in the background. Bass have finished spawning a while ago and are out into these weed flats. We're on the hard bottom areas. This is a milfoil lake, but we're on the hard bottom areas where we've got more cabbage, coontail, and curly leaf pondweed before the bottom softens on the outer edge of the flat and we get to the milfoil. And the bass, pike, these sunfish are getting ready to move up onto the hard bottom to spawn, but the bass and the pike are sitting down in those weeds and they are looking up for sunfish coming over the small female sunfish. I don't know if we have any bass in the lake that can handle that sunfish. A northern could, but they will. If you ever watch Shark Week on cable television, like the great white sharks lying by the bottom waiting to see a seal up above them and come charging up, these bass and pike are down in the weeds, even muskies, looking up for a small sunfish to come over that's separated itself from the pack, and they will come flying up on it. So you want to use the horizontal approach. We are using, here I've got this X-Wrap, we're catching fish on this. We're using a square bill crankbait, shallow running one that we can run through and over the tops of the weeds. And then we're slow rolling spinner baits also through the tops of the weeds. And this morning we've caught several largemouth bass of all sizes. We've caught a pike, that's the second sunfish now, that big pumpkin seed. We caught a bluegill earlier too on the jerk bait. But the jerk bait, the spinner bait, and the square bill crankbait all seem to be catching fish. But the key is we're using a horizontal approach. A slower one with this, faster one with the square bill with this wobble, and then a faster one with the flash and the thump of the spinner bait across the tops of these weed flats, triggering fish to come up from down at the bottoms of the weeds to come up to hit them. So great technique to use. This time of year, we're mid-June. Early to mid-June after the bass are off the beds. Alright. My son Parker's got one here. Keep that rod tip up high, buddy. Keep him up out of those weeds. Yep.
Oh, nice fish, Parker.
There we go. Net them to stay away from those hooks. That Frabill Conservation Series net doesn't hurt the fish at all. And just keeps hands away from hooks. We're using spinner baits. That's just a single big hook, but we're using crankbaits and jerk baits here too with trebles. I especially recommend using that Frabill Conservation Series when you've got treble hooks. Bass with a face full of treble hooks flops at the wrong time as you're trying to grab them, and you could have a problem. So, all right, hold them up for the camera there, buddy.
Got him.
Nice fish. That's what we're expecting to catch. A lot of males today, maybe an occasional female. We're fishing those, like we talked about in the opener, post-spawn bass on the flats. Good job, pal. Go ahead and let him go. Alright, we got another one here. A little bit bigger male, but I think still a post-spawn male here. Nice one though, huh? This one hit a spinner bait. Catching them on spinner baits, jerk baits, square bill crankbaits, a little bit of everything. Nice 16 and a half inch male there. we'll get him back and we'll go get some more. All right, my son Parker got a small one here on the square bill. You gotta be careful with those trebles. Get a hold of that lip. There you go. Alright, we'll let him go there, bud. Good job. We're knocking them around pretty good here. Fish from that size all the way up to 18 inches, one after another. Good job, guys. Wait, are you ready? Alright, got another decent one here. Son dipped him with the net. Alright, there we go. There's a nice 17-incher. Get the hook out here and I'll have you hold it up for the camera there, buddy. Got him. Nice 17-incher there. Nice post-spawn male. Alright, we're going to get a still photo and then we'll get that fish back. Get him and the fish. There he goes. Good job, Parker. Alright, my dad with a nice one here. One on a chartreuse spinnerbait. Parker's on the net. Good job. Alright, nice fish. We'll get a picture of you two guys with that and then we'll get that baby released. Alright, Parker's letting that one go. Another nice 17, 18-inch male there. Good job, fellas. We've talked about what we're doing, but we're lighting them up here. This pattern is definitely working well. Fish after fish after fish. About everything we're throwing at them. Good job, guys. Alright, we got one here, another one on the jerkbait. Coming up over here. We're gonna net him with all those treble hooks. Thanks, buddy. Now, hold on. We're gonna grab the pliers there. Keep those hooks away from our hands. Nothing can ruin a day of fishing like a hook in your hand. Pink and white 10X wrap. You hit that way out at the end of the cast. Oop. Dealing with water temp in the upper 60s, getting close to 70 here. A little behind for this time of year, but just working that X wrap a little more aggressively. But they're also chasing down the square bill crankbait, that Rapala BX Brat, and they're chasing down the spinner baits too, the Terminator spinner baits. So you want to let that one go, buddy? Turn for the camera there, show it to the camera, and then Grandpa will film me letting it go. You can drop over this side right up here, pal. Just one after another, 16 to 18 inches, all post-spawn males. We talked about in the opener. Good job, pal. All right, we even had a nice sunfish drill the jerkbait here. That's a nice bluegill there. That's an 8-incher. Hammered that jerkbait. Pink X wrap. Then get back. So good, another good solid 17-inch male there. Hit that chartreuse and white Terminator spinner bait. There you go, you might need pliers for some more torque. Looks like you got him hooked good.
Yeah, this one jumped, but he wasn't coming off.
Yeah, got him hooked good. camera. Alright, you go ahead and put that bad boy back. There he goes. Nice job, fellas. Hi there. Got one on the square bill crankbait here. So it's gonna net it, so we don't have to mess with those treble hooks. Thank you, buddy. I'm out of net there. 15-inch bail. Right as I was switching hands. There he is. There's that square bill, that Rapala BX Brat. He hammered that right at the end of the cast. Never even got to reel it in. Had to, he was on, he took it right as it hit the water. Good tip here with those treble hooks, net it like my son did there, and then use a needle nose pliers, keep those hooks away from your hands. So, still catching them. Okay, Parker got it netted there for my dad. This one hit the spinner bait. Maybe give him some slack there, Dad.
What are you doing there, bud?
He needs some slack. Flip the bail. There you go. Need the pliers? There you go. There you go, buddy. Oh, good. We got them hooked good. Been having some that haven't been getting hooked as good today, so apparently this one chomped down on it. There. Good job.
Got him?
Alright, we'll get him back and we'll get some more.
That one was stuck in good. It was like
Hi, just going to show you what we're using today. And my son Parker's behind the camera. Parker, I'll have you kind of walk in and zoom in on the lures here, and then you can back out. This is what we were catching the fish on today. A number 10 Pink Ghost X-Wrap was catching fish, especially early. This is a Rapala BX Brat square bill crankbait, and then a Terminator half-ounce spinnerbait. This one's a white one. We caught him on white. We caught him on white and chartreuse and on silver as well. This Brat, just to kind of explain what we're doing here, the triggering techniques. We're fishing over the tops of weed flats. So this bait swims with that square bill. It swims very leaning forward, pointing forward like that. So that bill will actually bounce off of cover, off of wood, off rocks, even deflect off of weeds. So we can work this through the tops of the weeds. And then this BX Brat the BX is for balsa. It is a balsa bait, so it's very buoyant. So if you hit and get into some weeds, you can let it and it'll float up out of them. It has a nice soft wobble that was triggering fish. Of course, the jerk bait's neutrally buoyant. We'll pop that over the weeds and let it just sit there, and then pop it again and let it sit there. We were working it fairly aggressively with even double twitches today. And then of course the spinner bait spins, and the way it's set up, it's beautiful for going right through the tops of weeds and staying out of the weeds. And those bass were sitting down below and coming up and hammering those baits coming up out of the weeds, coming up on sunfish that are staging, getting ready to spawn. So just want to mention the new restrictor tackle boxes from Plano. That's what I'm storing all my tackle in now. It keeps rust. You don't want rust on the hooks and on the split rings and on the spinner blades. Great way to store those baits. We were using bait casting and spinning equipment today. St. Croix rods with Fluger spinning reels and Abu Garcia bait casting reels. And we were using Berkley Fireline Ultra 8 in 10 and 14 pound tests today. that mixed with these lures, fishing over these weed flats, was really the ticket today. We lost count, I'm sure, well over 30 largemouth bass today, a couple of pike, a couple of sunfish. So get out this time of year and really enjoy fishing bass with these baits, these horizontal baits over the top of the weeds. My son Parker's got one here. Got a fighter getting under the boat. Don't reel anymore, just pull him up from under the boat. Grandpa will get him there. There you go, nice one, attaboy. Get him on there. Oh yeah, attaboy, that's a nice one. Yeah. That'll get you some slack line there. There, now you should be able to pop them up.
There you go.
There you go. Pass
Here,
that on his head. Good fish. Hold them up and show us here. Alright, we're going to get a photo of that fish and then we will let him. Alright, we got a picture of that fish. Parker's going to let him go. And away he goes. Good job. One here. Won't take long. We got a little batch of them. This one on the square bill crankbait. Without the pliers. I think we'll use the pliers and keep those hooks away from our fingers. One. Two. Put him back. Alright, my dad's got another one on. Chartreuse and white spinnerbait. Parker's gonna net it. There we go. Another nice male largemouth. Boy, I lost count how many of these we've got today.
I have no idea. A lot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good total. A lot. Good job, bud. All right, hold that up for the camera. All right, then go stand with Grandpa. We'll get a picture of that, and then we'll let him go. Okay, got a picture. Gonna let that nice 16, 17-inch male go. There he goes. Good job, fellas. All right, my son Parker's got a nice one here. Bouncing around a little boat traffic here. I'll try to keep the camera as stable as I can. You guys keep your feet wide. Looks like a nice one. You can see it down there. Yeah, that's a nice one. Oh yeah, nice one, buddy. Nice 18-incher there, chunky one.
Okay, there you go.
Again, we're still just fishing the weed flats out from shoreline areas where they spawn. We're still in the firmer bottom areas with some sand and gravel and rock, and then sparser weeds like cabbage, coontail, even some curly leaf before the milfoil starts. All right, that baby was hooked stubborn, but we got it out of there. We're gonna get a photo with that, and then we're gonna get that fish back in the water. Nice one there, bud. All right, they measured there about an 18-incher. We'll get that fish back in the water. Ease her down in there. And there she goes. Nice job, buddy. Boat traffic here. All right, back to it. All right, my son Parker got another one here. Just swung her aboard. There you go.
So easy to
That one wasn't hooked as hard, yeah. Alright, hold them up for the camera there. Nice one, buddy. We'll get that one back quick. Good job, fellas.
Right, we're just smoking them here.
Lighten them up, yeah. Fish after fish after fish.
Alright, we're back here shortly after the last bass. I got a pike here. We're going to net him. Normally I just try to grab them, but I can't see my crankbait. He gulped that, so we're going to net him before he bites it off. You get him? Get under him, get down in the water. There you go. Now lift. There you go. Yeah, no sign of crankbait.
I'm not gonna do that one out.
Go ahead and lift the net up and rinse it out. It's got some blood in it. Alright. Fish this out of here. Hi. Well, hope you enjoyed the show this time around. We caught a ton of bass. You got to see and a couple of pike and big sunfish, and hopefully you learned some tips about how to look for the fish. This time of year, late spring, bass will be out, pike will be out on the weed flats close to shore. That in most cases at 6 to 10 foot of water depth. Find the cabbage, coontail, curly leaf, the sparser weeds, and then fish those horizontal baits covering water over the tops of those weeds, waiting for bass to come up out of the weeds and ambush them and hit them. Thanks for watching our show. Good luck, and I will see you out there somewhere.